When it says pause, it's recording.
With the driving of the last
It's recording right now.
Okay, but then
The first transcontinental railroad was the popular name of the U.S. railroad line known at the time as the first transcontinental railroad was the popular name of the U.S. railroad line known at the time as the railroad. Wait, what?
it's gonna go Pacific Railroad.
Pacific. Pacific Railroad completed in 1869 between the Council Bluffs, Iowa, and Omaha, Nebraska, via the Ogden, Utah, and Sacramento, California, and Alameda, California, by linking with the existing railroad network of the eastern United States. The railroad thus connected the Atlantic coast to the United States by the rail for the first time.
The Transcontinental Railroad is considered one of the greatest American technological feats of the 19th century, surpassing the building of Erie Canal in the 1820s and the crossing of the Isthmus of Panama by the Panama Railroad in 1855. It served as a vital link for trade, commerce, and travel that joined the eastern and western halves of late 19th century United States. The Transcontinental Railroad quickly ended most of the war. Slower and more hazardous stagecoach lines and wagon trains that it preceded it. The railroads led to the decline of the traffic of the Oregon and the California Trail, which had populated much of the West, and they provided much faster, safer, and cheaper transport east and west for people and goods across half a continent. The sale of the railroad land grant lands and the transport provided for timber and crops led to the rapid settling of the supposed Great American Desert. The main workers of the Union Pacific were many ex-Army veterans and Irish immigrants, that while most of the engineers, etc., were ex-Army men who had learned their trade keeping and trains running during the Civil War. The Central Pacific, facing a labor shortage in the labor-short West, relied on Chinese laborers who did prodigious work building in the line over and through the Sierra Nevada mountains and then across Nevada to a meeting in Utah.
Authorized by the Pacific Railroad Act of 1862 during the American Civil War and supported by the U.S. government bonds and extensive land grants of the government owned of the crowning... Oh shit. Authorized by the Pacific Railroad Act of 1862 during the American Civil War, supported by the U.S. government bonds and extensive land grants of government-owned land. It was the culmination. Authorized by the Pacific Railroad Act of 1862 during the American Civil War and supported by the U.S. government bonds and extensive land grants of government-owned land. It was the culmination of a decades-long movement to build such a line and was one of the crowning achievements of the presidency of Abraham Lincoln, although completed 4 years after his death. The building of the railroad required enormous amounts of money, feats of engineering and labor in the crossing plains and high mountains of the Union Pacific Railroad and Central Pacific Railroad, which built the line westward and eastward respectively.